What is up, YouTube? I totally didn't mean to start like that, guys, but you know how the YouTubers go. My name is Javier Guerrero. I'm the special guest moderator, host here, and just wanted to let you know that you're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. And these are the people that these are the owners and the this is their idea. These guys are the evil masterminds of small package wrestling. Omar Guerrero and Aaron Mata.
Did you memorize that? Did
First
you
of all,
practice
Nah,
no.
in front of the mirror?
Clean,
Uh,
fresh promo fool, off the cuff.
Off the cuff,
I
bro.
was caught off guard.
Good, yeah. Round of applause for Gwex. There we
Thank you,
go.
thank you,
And
thank you, thank you.
let us
I
not
wanted to
forget,
thank.
fool, the third person, fool, behind small package wrestling, Gwex.
Oh no, this is you guys, man. I'm just happy to be here. I just wanted to let you guys know this is a great idea, a wonderful idea. Thank you for having me here and uh, giving me this opportunity to join you guys. We're gonna do a little brief introduction so that you guys can get to know the evil masterminds behind this channel. Let's start out with Aaron Mata. Aaron Mata, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about first of all, tell us your wrestling origin story. You know, how long have you been watching wrestling?
I mean, I've been watching wrestling my whole life. It's just been part of me. I remember my first memories was Mexican wrestling with La Parca
La Parca.
and coming out with the Thriller song. So yeah, that's my first memory of wrestling. And then obviously finding WWE and just gravitating towards characters like Batista, The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Eddie, and just from there, I just fell in love and never stopped watching.
So you would say that is it safe to say that you started watching because of Mexican wrestling, because of AAA and Consejo
Yeah,
Mundial?
yeah.
So that you started out with that. Now, do you like the masks as well, or is that something that's not really part of your?
I like them. I did own some, as a kid. I didn't know who they were, because once I found WWE, it's all I watched. I didn't never kept up with AAA or the other companies in Mexico. So once I found
Now,
WWE, it's just been that strictly.
now you do have a relationship. Let me rephrase that. It's not just you and your family that likes wrestling. It's my understanding that your dad likes
That's why,
wrestling as well,
yeah.
right?
Well, that's why I found wrestling because of him. He would watch, AAA on Saturday afternoons, and then I would just be there.
Does he still watch wrestling? Does he watch WWE now?
On occasions, usually when I
Okay.
travel to like WrestleManias or PLEs, I'll tell him, okay, this show's gonna be on at this time, and then he'll watch it.
So, for the uninitiated, what do PLEs mean?
PLE is Premium Live Event. So it's pretty much they changed the name from pay-per-view because people don't buy pay-per-views no more.
Uh-huh.
Everything's on stream, so they changed it to Premium Live Events.
And okay, and then I wanted to follow up with what's your take on small package wrestling? What is it that brought you to this point? What led you to start you and your partner here to start this show here?
That was all Omar. I
Ah!
I I never thought of starting my own podcast or anything. It's just him. Like, you know what? Let's do a podcast. And then I think he mentioned it after the Bad Blood pay-per-view. He just texted me like, "Fuck it, we're doing a podcast." And ever since then, we've been planning.
He didn't ask you, he just said it.
No,
It was
no,
a
he just said,
statement.
"Fuck it, yeah, we're starting a podcast."
And what did you say?
And I said, "Fuck it."
Fuck it.
Here we
All
are,
right.
2 months later.
Here you guys are, huh? Your first live. Well, I don't know if this is your first live. This is my first live video shoot. So, all right. Now, I wanted to ask you. This is a very important question. Okay, what is your favorite wrestler? Who is your
Ooh,
favorite wrestler? I should
wrestler.
ask.
That's a hard one because there's a few. But if I was to pick one, I would say Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn
Okay, I didn't
Michaels.
expect that. I didn't expect that, but it's all right. It's all good. And then I had a follow-up question. What is your favorite wrestling match or wrestling moment? And then I have another one after
Mm,
that, so remind me.
all right. Well, I have one for each match and moment.
Okay.
So for match, I would say from thousands of matches I've watched throughout my life, I would have to pick WrestleMania 25, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
Okay. I don't know that, but maybe we'll watch it one day.
One
And
day.
then
We'll
your
break it
favorite
down.
moment?
Moment was my first WrestleMania 39 that I attended, Dallas, Texas, AT&T Stadium, Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance. When that glass shattered, that whole stadium was vibrating, and I've never felt that ever in my life, and I don't think I ever will again.
So I did want to ask you this. It kind of you can kind of piggyback that comment into the next question I wanted to ask. Who, in your opinion, has the best entrance of all time? Entrance, pyros, music.
Oh, damn. Man, I'm a sucker for pyro.
Yeah.
I I
Shout
love
out.
pyro. That's why I love Cody's entrance. I mean, half WWE's budget is pyro, but
Shout out the pyro budget.
shout out pyro, yeah. I like Batista's.
Batista's
Just
the yeah.
the theme song, that rock theme song, and then just the pyro and just
And the machine gun.
yeah, it's
And the
probably
knee
the best.
slap or what?
Yeah, that's probably the best entrance.
And the final part. All right.
Fire.
All right. Well, good stuff. Good stuff. I guess maybe we can include like the social media and contact info in the comment section. Do you think? And just add that on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
And then uh-huh.
like it's all at the bottom of the slides here and stuff. So
Oh, for sure.
if anyone
Yeah,
ever
go.
wants
Hey,
to check.
fellas, go ahead and ladies and everyone, go ahead and shoot us an email, a strongly worded email, if you or praise,
Or
if you like what we're saying. Follow us on YouTube, and then on Instagram and all these social media situations here on Insta Google Chat.
Twitch, YouTube,
Um,
all of the
all
above.
right, let's pivot to Omar Guerrero here. So talk to us a little bit about your wrestling origin story. How long have you been watching wrestling?
Well, I've been watching wrestling since like as long as I remember, maybe like 5 years old, 4 years old. My first memories of wrestling specifically were of my older cousin, really messing with Eddie Guerrero, and like just having a belt, like the undisputed belt, like, and he would just rock it around like it was like, a crown in his apartment and at his house, and I always thought it was like super cool. And for me, like ever since watching that, I was always a huge Eddie Guerrero fan, and in turns like a Mexican wrestler fan, because that was my only like representation that I knew of at that time. So that's kind of what got me into it, was Eddie, and his like feud with Rey Mysterio was the very first WrestleMania match I saw on WrestleMania 21, and it was a banger of a match. So that was amazing.
So you started watching when you were 5. Aaron was telling us that he's been watching pretty continuously. Have you been watching continuously as well throughout these years?
Nah, I stopped probably maybe when I was like about 9 years old. The last match I remember tuning really in for and being like kind of tapped in was the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker match that um, Aaron mentioned. But even before that, I wasn't like fully into the content. And I was talking to Aaron about it. It had been 20 years since I started watching it again, just this past year, that I actually like officially watched it like consistently and was like in tune with the video games, all of the content, like watching Monday Night Raw on Friday Night SmackDown on a weekly basis. So
What is it that brought you back to wrestling after such a long gap?
it was actually Aaron. It was like really cool because it was Aaron and a sale on the PlayStation Store. The WWE game, one of them was like super cheap, and I just like picked it up and I started playing it, and I stopped because I didn't know anyone. Like I remember just seeing Dominic Mysterio and like other new wrestlers and be like, "Who? What's up with these guys? Like they're kind of whack. Like I don't really mess with them." And I asked Aaron when we went to go play soccer one time, was like, dude, like, what is up? Like, what is up with these guys? Like, Dom looks like hella mid. He's like, you know what? Dom's like a heel. He just turned like heel recently. He's actually just fought him at WrestleMania, and I think Aaron was fresh off of going to go watch WrestleMania in LA. So I had like seen his stories, had seen Rey Mysterio come out in Eddie's like fucking the lowrider with the
Almost
hydraulics and
cried.
everything. Yeah, bro. Like, and that that's kind of what brought me back is that like the old guys, Rey Mysterio being like like this legend that got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and like Triple H being the main guy when back in the day he was like the Reign of Terror and all of that stuff. So like just having that connection with Aaron and just like new stuff popping up that was cool.
Um, and are you watching wrestling consistently now? Like you said, you mentioned Raw, you mentioned SmackDown. Are you watching what did you call them? The PLE events as well?
Yeah, I've been watching them pretty consistently, pretty much almost every one, whether if it's live or in recording like a few days later since I want to say the last WrestleMania, 41 or no 40 was it, and then even a little bit before that, I started watching it Fast Lane. I think when uh John Cena got squashed by like Solo, and like I've just been watching pretty much every PLE on Peacock since then. But SmackDown and Raw, some here and there.
All right, well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's no, not to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to this very important topic. How is it that you came about with this small package idea? First, I wanted to ask you that, but before that, I want you to answer the following question. How did you guys come up with the name?
That was actually all Aaron. Aaron credits me with the whole like podcast and YouTube idea, but I give him number one 100% credit for the name and 100% credit for just getting me into the content of wrestling. So like I think the origin story of small package wrestling is that we were watching Bad Blood and texting each other, and I had just taken like a shot of libations or two, maybe before the show started, and it started off with a banger of a match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and we were just texting each other like, and I think I texted him like, "Fuck it, let's start a podcast," and then he sent me a meme where it was like me and my friends when we started a podcast, and it's like fucking Jonah Hill and like Leo DiCaprio like getting fucking like cuffed up and shit. I was like, bro, now we have to do it. And then we
It was
went
the
to
meme or what?
yeah, I think it was the meme, which is that text introduction. But it's like I think like how we mentioned, we both just had such a love for wrestling since we were younger, and it was like kind of ingrained in us since in multi generations. Like you're my older brother, and you've loved wrestling since I don't know when, and so that was ingrained in me in that way too. So like just having a podcast, having somewhere we could talk about it, like is something that I think me and Aaron, and I'm sure you will have always dreamt about, because since we were kids, wrestling has been something real, something cool, something that like motivates us for whatever reason. So that's kind of what small package wrestling comes about. And as soon as we told Aaron, I was like, dude, we need to come up with a name. And he's like, bro, I got one. Like, I wanted to start a blog. And then he's like, I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, dude, just tell me. And he's like, small package wrestling. I was like, nah, that's perfect, bro. Like
That's it.
that's it.
And the logo's dope. Like, why the box?
Cause it's a small package.
It's a package.
Yeah. It's
I see.
yeah.
I mean,
All right.
the name stems from like a pin where like the guy gets him like in a like suplex position, but he kind of like sits down and like hooks his legs, and they call it a small package pin.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, for some reason that just stuck to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
it's
there it
creative,
is.
man. It's creative. It's I don't know any YouTubers that have a channel like this, and I don't know if any of it. I don't know if I know there's more than one, but I wonder if their channel is named after a wrestling move. All right, and then we're gonna get to a very important part: your favorite wrestling match, your favorite wrestler, your favorite wrestling match or moment, and then your favorite entrance.
So favorite wrestler, I think without a doubt, you guys already know is Eddie Guerrero. I will never waver from that, and it will never change. That is my goat. Will always will be. Favorite wrestling match. Um, that's an interesting one. I feel like the most nostalgic one, that like just like I said, I've already mentioned it. The one that brought me to wrestling was Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, the one that opened WrestleMania 21. I think that one was just an amazing just showcase of just Mexican wrestling and just grapples and what WWE is all about. So, and my two favorite wrestlers probably of all time were in that match as well. So, um, I think that was amazing. And favorite entrance, um, I don't want to just say the Batista one, but for me, let's shout out the Heartbreak Kid, bro. It's a number one entrance. His ability to fucking just do it in all eras with fucking all kinds of fucking fits and just be fucking the Heartbreak Kid every time. His pyro is like the OG fucking like sick ass pyro where that fool's just like in the fucking
Oh, that's what he
pyros.
would do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he would just be
Yeah.
like, when he was a heel, he would be like a fucking cunt, like ish heel the entire
He was a
time,
dick.
bro. Like he was just fucking crazy. And then when he was a fucking babyface, like it was just dope, you know, because he had the fucking pyro. Like when he fucking came down with the Undertaker and he was wearing all white and fucking spent heck of time too. That's underrated. Not underrated. It's just amazing. So
You know, I remember HBK, but and I guess I can get into this later, but HBK came after my goat, Terry Bollea, also known as Hulk Hogan. But I didn't expect you guys, both of you guys, to mention HBK. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. I don't know why, but I guess he's a part of your guys'
his
Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
100%.
I just love high flying because he's not a big dude. He's a small dude. And me growing up, you guys know, I was not big. Playing soccer, I was the shortest. So I don't know. That's why I connected with the smaller man.
And he used to throw hands with the bigger dudes, right? And
Yeah.
win.
And win, yeah.
Put on a sick ass show.
Now, I wanted to ask you guys, how many times in your life have you not just practiced like a WWE entrance, but actually done it, or actually imagined it right before you go to bed or
Every
right before
morning.
you wake up?
When I woke up, when I walked to the bathroom, fucking walked with my one up like Roman.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's
What is
just
it? That's what he does?
yeah, you gotta acknowledge him.
Now, I think this is the thing about wrestling, and I'll start mine a little backwards, is that um, everyone imagines themselves being this champion, right? And everybody wants to be cheered, and everybody wants the stadium to roar when they hear their music, and I think that's what's captivating about wrestling, you know. And as a kid, you still maintain a little bit of that innocence where you kind of have an idea it's fake. You know that they're selling the punches and the kicks.
We didn't
and
use
stuff
the
like
F word.
that.
Predetermined.
Huh?
We didn't use the F word. It's predetermined.
Fuck.
Fake.
Maybe that's a question we need to ask. You know, maybe that should be the title of this video. We know we don't use the F word. We know.
Yeah.
But
like, thank you.
but I think like, and I'm gonna start from the bottom up. Actually, I started watching wrestling actually through shows like Tonight's, like what is it, the Saturday Night Heat, or what is it called?
Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, because it was available on regular TV, and back then we didn't have cable, and so that's the only kind of wrestling that was accessible to me at the time. But prior to that, it was Mexican wrestling, and so with your dad, Aaron, your dad and my uncles, especially your dad, they used to like wrestling, and so I would say that your dad's fingerprints are all over this program. And I think our interest in wrestling, and that he's the one that took me to my first wrestling match. It was Conan back in the day. It was Conan and Triple A and all that stuff, and then it turned into. But before that, it was Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan was my guy, you know. Hulk Hogan was this American do good, righteous hero, and everyone else was these, you know. Everyone else was this enemy, and this is the era that we were growing up in, and you know, and I bought into that. And then I stopped. I stopped watching wrestling when Hogan lost to the Ultimate Warrior. You know, that I was sad, man. I was like sad, but I kind of stopped watching after that. And then my brother started getting into wrestling again with John Cena and Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero and all that, and so he would watch it, and then by extension, we all started watching it. And the first ever live pay-per-view was a pay-per-view. Was because of him. He wanted to watch WrestleMania, and my dad bought it for him. That's the first time we've ever gotten to watch a live pay-per-view. And I watched it for him, but then he stopped watching it, and then I stopped watching it. And I watch it now because of you guys are interested, and because it's on Peacock. It's free. No, it's not free, but it's a little more accessible. Yeah. Okay, so my favorite wrestler is Hulk Hogan, obviously. My favorite wrestling match is the tables, ladders, and chairs. And I think if I remember correctly, it was just the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. It was just an insane match. I haven't watched it since, but it's been ingrained in my brain ever since.
We'll watch it again.
And my favorite entrance, bro, I don't think you guys will ever guess it. No? Aaron, do you think you want to take a stab at this?
What's his name? Mr. Perfect?
Wow.
That's a good guess. I like it. I like the guess.
The one that always got me is no chance is what Chuck got.
Yeah.
With the walk and shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. It always caused a reaction in me, and so I like the villain sometimes, and so I really enjoyed that. All right, is there anything else you guys want to add before we pivot on to was it Survivor Games, or was it Hunger Games, or was it War Games?
I want to ask you, what made you want to be a part of Small Package Wrestling?
You guys just invited me, and so I thought, okay, I'll see how it goes.
See what happens.
I have one more question for each of you, and we'll start with Omar, and then we'll go to Aaron, and then we'll end with me, I guess. Omar, what is your favorite promo of all time? Not necessarily your favorite promo, but like your favorite like moment, like yeet or woo, or like the Kofi Kingston thing, or like which one is your favorite one of all time?
I'll do an obscure promo I've just been thinking about a lot recently. The Scott Steiner math. It's actually not even WWE. I think it's like a TNA promo, and he's talking shit to Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. And he's like, look, all right, you think about Kurt Angle is that he's 60% of me. And that means he's got a 20% chance of beating me. And then you look at a fat guy like Samoa Joe, he's got a 32% chance of beating me. And then if you map that out, that's about 66%. And he just like randomly goes. And it's like, I fucking love it, bro. It's like one of the greatest fucking like epitomes of just promos and beautiful wrestling and just mic skills ever. And it was just quality. But I'll send y'all the link later.
I actually love. You should attach it, dude. You should attach it to the.
Shout out Scott.
How do you say it? Tag it or whatever. Put it out. Yeah.
Description.
What about yours, Aaron? Yeah.
Mine, I don't think if it's officially a promo, but it's a Roman. Like he was feuding with, I think, Logan Paul, and he was walking out the ring, and he just started talking like, I don't remember what he said. He's like, "There's no man alive that can touch this button," or some shit like that. And he's like, "This is my show. This is my camera." He just started like going off the cuff, and then you see Paul Heyman in the back, just like proud, like
like nodding in approval or what?
Yeah, like he just went off in the camera because he was just talking to the camera. He wasn't talking on the mic, and like the people in the arena couldn't hear him. It was just him in the camera.
Aaron, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, limousine riding, jet flying, and I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Woo!